In this video, you're going to learn how to create a Google form from scratch. So let's get started. You have to choose the web browser you're going to use for this. If you have Google Chrome, most of the time Google Chrome works the best and it doesn't give any problems. Sometimes you're going to have Microsoft Edge. Also, this one works very well. I'm going to use Google Chrome. So I'll just open my browser here. You have to make sure that you are logged in with your Google account. If you are not, all you have to do is just click on the login button or sign in that button that's going to appear here. Then you can just add an account. There, you can log in with the account that you're going to use, or log in with the account that I'm going to use myself here, and just click on next. My password here, I'll just click next. Confirm the two-step verification here. Here on the home page, when you are logged in with your Google account, you can just click on these three dots and you're going to see all the apps that are connected or that comes with your Google account down here. But what you should be looking for is Google Forms. It's going to be down at the bottom here, so you have to scroll down here in the list of these options. You're going to see Forms. You click on that. This is one way to access Google Forms. The second way to access Google Forms is you just typing forms.google.com in the address bar, then you press enter. This is also going to take you to Google Forms. You'll be here, and this is where you want to be. This is a site from where you can create your Google form, and we're going to create a Google form from scratch. You can choose to use the templates that are here, and you have a lot more of these. When you click on template gallery, you're going to see even more templates that are there for you to use. In our case, we're not going to use any of the templates. We're going to go with the blank form option because we want to create a form from scratch. So when you click there, it's going to take you to this page where you can now start designing how your form is going to look like. First things, you have to give it a name. You have to title it. What is this form going to be about? What are you going to use this form for? So give it a name. And so here I'll just type Creative Ink Academy. But also something you should be aware of on top here, you should give this form a name. But because we've titled it down here, the name is also going to display on top here like that. If we are going to start with this was going to change down here as well. But also a form should have a description, so give it a description. A description can be anything. So here I've just written my short description, subscription inquiry. After that, down here you have this option here to enter your first question. I'm going to enter my first question. What is your name? You can type anything here because this is a question. Maybe you're creating a quiz. Come here and also in the settings here and activate this make a quiz. If you are designing a quiz, this is what you need to come here and turn on. If it's just a form, like in our case, there's no need for you to turn the quiz option on. Just leave it the way it is. But it's not a quiz, it's just a form that we can use to get the names of people. So the first question here is, what is your name? Also come here, you can choose what type of a question it is. If it's a multiple choice question, if it's a paragraph answer question, or maybe short answer question. But in our case, because the user is going to have to type in their name, it's going to be the short answer question. Also, you can decide if you want this question to be a required one or not. Right now, it's not a required one. So when someone comes here, if they don't want, they cannot enter any answer here. The form is still going to be submitted, but will not know where it's coming from. So if you want to get the answer or the name for this one, you have to turn on the require option like that. This simply means that the user has to enter the name for the form to be submitted. Otherwise, the form is not going to be submitted. It's not going to be possible for the user to submit the form without entering the name, without answering this first question here. To add another question, you're going to see the plus icon here, the add question. When you click on that, it's going to give you the ability to add another question. So here you're going to add the second question. Also, you can decide if this is going to receive a short answer or a paragraph answer. Let's put it a short answer. It's still a short answer because it's just a one-line email address. And also here I can choose if I want this to be a required one. In my case, I do want it to be required. If the user doesn't enter their email address, this form is going to be sent. To add another question, click on the plus icon, enter your question. My third question is, have you subscribed to Creative Ink Academy? We're going to choose the type of a question it is. In our case, I just want it to be a multiple choice. So I'll select this one and I'm going to enter my choices here. First one is going to be yes, and the second one is going to be no, just like that. These are going to be the two answers. Also, I want this to be required, so I should turn the required option on. Add one more question, and this is going to be paragraph question. So choose paragraph as the answer type for this question, and it's also going to be required. Now let's leave this one the way it is, just like that. Now here we can also do preview our form, how it's going to look like in the eyes of our viewers or the users, the one we're going to send this, the ones who are going to use this form. How is it going to look like? On top here we have the preview button, so we can preview how the form is going to look like. Okay, here it's saying it's going to auto save all the works we've done in Google Form. Everything, the changes we've made, they're going to be auto saved. That's a good thing. So this is how our form is going to look like in here. We're going to see here the name for this form is Creative Ink Academy, and also the description for this form. Down here, also going to see the email address of the user. In my case, I'm seeing my email address here. But if I want, I can also switch to another email address if I want to. So here we're also seeing that there is this instruction that says indicates required question. So if you see a star after a question, this star here, it means that that question is required. And most of the time it's going to be red. And this is how it's going to look like. You have the question, because this question is a required question, you have to answer it. Otherwise, your form is not going to be submitted when you try to submit this form. When you try to submit this form is not going to be submitted. So for it to be submitted, you have to answer this question here. You have to enter what your name is. When trying to answer this, when you skip a question, it's going to be highlighted in red. This means that this is required. You cannot leave this blank. You have to enter your email address here. But now this is not the end. Here you can also customize the look and the feel of this form. On top here you have the customize theme. When you click there, it's going to open this panel here where you can see different things you can customize. You can customize the fonts, the sizes, you can also customize the header here. You can upload the image to your header, and also you can choose the colors. The color that is selected by default is this purple color, the one you're seeing right now. You're seeing all these colors here. That's because this is the one that's by default selected, but you can choose different colors here. But first, I want to change the header font here. I can come here and click there on this drop down menu, then I can see different fonts I can work with. Let's work with this one. Yeah, that looks good. Then we can also come to the questions. How do we want our questions to be formatted like? We can choose a different font for our questions. So we can use maybe something like this, semi bold. Also, so the questions are a bit bolder, like that. And if you want to increase the size, you can also increase the size here, maybe 13. That looks good. The text, we have different texts in here. We can also do that. We can change the font for our texts if that's what we want. But yeah, Arial is not bad, or maybe just Nonito. Let's use this one, and let's go with medium. Medium is not bad. You're seeing the text has changed here. Now, to insert an image for your header, you have to click on choose image. When you click there, it's going to open this dialog box where you can see different types of images that you can insert as header images. You can just scroll down here. Google Forms gives you all these images to use for free without you having to pay anything. And you can see different categories here. You can see work and school, if that's what you are, a form, if you're designing a form for work or school, you can just choose the images in these categories. If you're designing a form for illustrations, you can just come here and choose all these different types of images that you can use for illustrations. You have birthdays, maybe a form they're creating is a birthday invite party. You can come here and choose all these different images, and so on and so forth. These categories here are many, but also if these images that are here are not okay, you don't like any of these, you can upload custom images from your computer. So you can just click on upload and you can browse from your PC. just need to open a folder that has the images that you'd want to use, and then you can choose the image of your choice and use it instead. So maybe let's choose this one. When you click on open, it's going to be downloaded and uploaded to Google Forms like that. Then Google Form is going to this crop option, crop window around. You can choose the part you'd want to use as the header. Then you just click on done, and this image is going to be uploaded here, but also it's going to show on top like that. Just choose an image of your choice here to put as the header. It's just personal preference. If you want an image to be on top here, or maybe you customize an image that you'd want to use for your form so they look professional, you can do that. You don't want to leave this empty. Then down here you have the option to change the colors. You can choose the colors of your choice. And so you have these colors that are here, but you have the add custom colors. When you click there, you're going to see the color picker where you can choose the colors of your choice to customize the form look to your own liking. You have all these customizing options here. When you choose the color there, you can just click on add. This is going to be added to the group of colors that are here, but also it's going to be changed here like that. Then you have the background color option. You can just click on any of these background colors that are put for you here, and this is going to work perfectly fine. When you're done, you can just close this panel. Now, as usual, to see if the changes are made, you can click on the preview, and this is going to open another tab where you can see how your form looks like. And just like that, we have this beautiful, good looking form. I still don't like this image on top, so let me go back and change it. I'll come here on the theme customization theme, and I'll scroll down here and just delete this. Choose another image that looks a bit better. I'll just upload this image and crop the part of the image that I want to use. And just click on done. This is going to be uploaded and it's going to show on top here. Let's preview this one more time. All right, we have a form and a beautiful header on top, just like that. So as you can see, the image on top has changed. The background color here has changed. So if we choose to use this one, this is the color that's going to be seen in the preview. So that's the color that we have here. The background color here also we used something different. Let's use this one. When we do that, we can just click on the preview to see the background color changing. Just like that, you can keep on changing these colors to the colors of your choice. Everything in Google Forms is customizable. Also, not forgetting the fonts. The fonts have also changed. You can see the fonts of the questions here, the font style for the questions, and also just the text in general. When you're done designing a form, you have to send it to the people who are going to answer the questions in the form. So for that, you have to click on the send button. When you click on the send, it's going to take you to this page where you can send this form via email, which means you can enter the email addresses of the people you want to send this email to, and also the subject, Creative Ink Academy here. And also I've invited you to fill in that you have all these details here if you're going to send this form via email. But you can also send this as a link. When you come here, you have this link. This link, you can just copy it, then you can send it to them, maybe through WhatsApp or messages or through the comments. And also here, you're going to notice that this link is just too long. Google Form gives you the ability to shorten this link. When you click there, this link is now shortened. You can copy this one and paste it anywhere you want people to click on it so they can fill the form. Then you can also embed it into your websites. And so down here you have the code that you can embed in your website and the measurements of how it's going to look like when it's embedded in the website. You can share this via Facebook, also via Twitter or X now. All you have to do here is just copy this, then you're going to see the copy to clipboard. Then you can paste it where it's supposed to be pasted. When you are editing and making changes, you're going to see that all the changes are automatically going to be saved to your document. And here you have the ability to undo and redo mistakes. If let's say you've made a mistake, you want to undo previous actions, you can redo, you can also undo. And these are the buttons that you should be aware of. Then this is the more option. You have make a copy. You can move this form to trash. You can copy it and make another form out of it. You can move it to trash. You can get previewed link. You can also print this out, and so on and so forth. All these options here. Now that we're done designing this, let's fill this form and test it if it's working. I'm going to click on send to copy the link, which is this one. We'll just paste my address in the address bar like that. Because it's public, I can see it from here. And so here I can just fill this out. When we answer all the questions, we can just click on submit. And this form is going to be submitted, and we're going to see that the response has been recorded. Now let's check if that's true. When you come to this our web browser here, we can click on responses. Before clicking on it, you're going to see that we have one response, which is very good. This is a simple overview of all the answers that are going to be sent to you. And here you can see that George has responded. Here you'll see all the responses from the people who responded to this form. They are all going to show here. The good thing about this entire response area is you can link these answers to the Google Sheets. And down here you can see that it sends the responses to a spreadsheet. This can be helpful to see all the answers in one place. And also stay tuned for the next video where I'll show you how you can link these form responses to a spreadsheet so you can have all the answers in one place. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.